Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Business and Passport Stamps. So today we're going to be talking about the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, and their disclosure requirements for influencers. I wanted to relate this specifically to travel influencers. So I'll do my best to use examples that travel influencers might be familiar with or that might actually encounter because I don't know if travel influencers get as much of the attention as some of the other brand influencers like makeup, um, beauty influencers, or maybe food influencers. So I wanted to really take the time to tailor this specifically to the travel influencer, blogger, or blogger. Although this information could really apply to almost anyone. So, a couple of quick announcements regarding our community. So, September is International Update Your Resume Month. And what we're going to be doing is starting September 1st, we're going to be reviewing resumes. We'll see how many we get. I don't want to put a limit on it just yet, but we are going to be reviewing resumes. So, I'll post my email address closer to the time. And starting September 1st, you can submit your resume, or you can, tell someone who's maybe looking for a job, submit their resume. We'll take a look at it. We'll, kind of give some pointers or maybe some advice on how you can, update it a little bit, change it up so that you're really putting your best foot forward. This platform is really for entrepreneurship, career development, and also travel. So we want to make sure that we take care of our people out there who are looking for jobs or who are trying to make a move up the ladder and trying to get their next big gig. So we really want to make sure that we're able to assist everyone. Also, retreat. We will be announcing a retreat. So I wanted to put something together where people who are content creators, entrepreneurs, really can get together, people of like minds, and experience something fun, something new together, and also get some information. I want it to be business related so that hopefully you can really get something out of it. In addition to the networking and being around fellow people of like minds is important. But I also wanted people to also feel like they're getting some great information. So what I'm planning on doing is having it's centered around updates in the social media sphere, things that you need to know, and that way you can take home with you not only the good memories and the good experience, but also some tangible and practical information to really help your business and really grow your brand as well. So be on the lookout. We'll be announcing a retreat here after a while. So make sure that you stay connected to our community. We're on YouTube. We have we're on Instagram as well. So make sure that you stay connected to us. That way, when we announce these things, you're informed and you're ready to jump on the opportunities. So anyway, as far as our content for today, we're going to be talking about the FTC and disclosure guidelines. So let's move on to the next slide. All right. So FTC disclosure requirements for social media influencers. So let's start with what is the FTC? Okay, the FTC stands for the Federal Trade Commission. They enforce federal consumer protection laws to prevent fraud, deception, and general unfair business practices. So there's a state level consumer protection, like Texas. The Attorney General has a consumer protection division, and then this is at the federal level. And that would make sense because a lot of businesses now, whenever you post something on social media, it's not like you're just posting to people in your state, you're posting to people nationwide and really internationally. So this is something when it comes to social media influencers that the FTC has jurisdiction over. Okay. So who do these disclosures apply to? So they apply to anyone who endorses a product through social media. So if you're on there, and we're going to tailor this to our travel professionals. So if you're on social media and you're talking about how great this resort was and this resort gave you a free night, stay or maybe a discount on your stay and you're endorsing them, then these disclosures apply to you. And this is what under federal law you're required to do. So what are the risks of not following these disclosures? First, the FTC will issue a warning letter, which we'll take a look at some warning letters a little bit later in the video. And they can issue you a fine. So they can issue a fine not only to you as the brand ambassador or the influencer, but they can also issue a fine to the company that approach you to endorse, or you approach them, whatever company you have that relationship with, they can also fine that company. So both of you can be fined. And then again, how does this relate to travel? It's understandable that this relates to something more tangible, like if you got a pair of let's see, I'm trying to think of some really expensive, some red bottoms, let's say you got some Louis Vuitton red bottoms for free, Christian Louis Vuittons, and you endorse them. That's pretty easy to relate that you have to make those disclosures. But when it comes to something kind of a little bit more abstract, like travel, then, it's kind of difficult to make that connection, but it still applies. So it could include media trips. Someone invited you to, let's say, eat at their restaurant, and it's kind of travel related in that sense, or a sponsored post, or any other type of little freebies. Any of these would also apply. Okay. Let's go next. Okay, well, let's actually take a look. The FTC has a nice handout, and I really think it's good for you guys to kind of take a look as I'm reading through it. So give me just a second. All right. So we're going to run through this real quick together. FTC disclosures for social media influencers. Okay. So who does this apply to? We kind of talked about that already. But if you work with brands to recommend or endorse their products, then this applies to you. So what are you required to do? Your endorsement message should make it obvious that you have a relationship with the brand. And the type of relationship they're talking about, it can include personal. If your dad owns this company, you have to disclose it. Family, maybe your best, or excuse me, I did that in reverse. If you have a personal relationship, like your best friend owns this company, or family, like your dad, or employment, like this is someone that you're working for, or financial relationship is what we usually see here, such as a brand paying or giving you free or discounted products. You are required to make these disclosures according to the FTC. Let's keep going. When to disclose. You're required to disclose when you have a family, employment, personal relationship. We already talked about that. And it's not limited to money. The financial relationship isn't limited to actual money. Anytime you got anything of value from the actual mention, then that is considered an endorsement. It can be discounted. It could be a perk. And then it also could apply to any sort of tags, likes, or pins. It doesn't have to be something as overt as you doing an actual post. So if you simply like maybe the brand's post, that's considered an endorsement, and you're required to follow these disclosures. Even if you're not in the United States, but there's a possibility that someone in the US can see your post, then you're required to make these disclosures, and the foreign laws might apply too. So, but if you don't have any sort of brand relationship, then you don't have to worry about doing this. It's not like you have to say, hey, I don't have a brand relationship. You don't have to do that. So if you don't have any relationship with them, you're not getting any sort of uh, incentive from them or anything of value, then you don't have to worry about it. So how do you do this disclosure? What does it need to look like? You need to put it somewhere so it's hard to miss. You can't include it with hashtags. If it's just like a picture, like on Snapchat or Instagram, it actually has to be superimposed on the photo itself. If you're making a video, then it can't just be in the description of the video. It has to be audio, like you have to say it audibly, like this is an advertisement, I've received something of value, and it has to be within the video itself. So if people are like watching the video on mute and they don't hear you say it, they should also be able to see it in the video. If you're doing a live stream like I am right now, then you should be saying periodically that your disclosures. You should be saying it periodically. Okay. All right. So what does this need to entail? It needs to be in clear and simple language. You should use terms like advertisement, ad sponsored. You can't use shorthand or confusing terms like this spawn, SPO. You have to actually say the whole thing sponsored. It should be in the same language as the endorsement itself, so it can be in another language. What else do you need to know? So you can't lie, you can't make up an experience. I think that's pretty much of an ethics thing. If you didn't actually have that experience, you can't lie about it. Let's see here. And that's really all that it says. They have much more information, so you're always welcome to take a look at the FTC website and get some more information from there. But I just wanted to go through these real quick. I mentioned earlier that if you don't follow these disclosures, you can receive a warning letter first before the FTC will issue you a fine if you don't fix whatever it is that they told you to fix. And we can take a look at some of these warning letters just so you can kind of have an idea what they look like. Okay, so there's a company, Teamy T, that they engage several influencers on, and we'll take a look at some of them. And the influencers did not properly disclose that they were actually received something of value from the brand, and they didn't they didn't properly disclose their paid endorsements, right? They're saying it right here, wanting to prominently disclose paid endorsements. So this is what happened, and this is why you're getting these warning letters from the FTC. Okay, so this is Adrienne Houghton from 3LW, if I'm not mistaken, the girl group back in the early 2000s. Okay, so you see here she has in her post, she's holding what appears to be the tea in this container that has the company name on it. She's saying, take care of yourself, da da da. And they said here, if there's a material connection, and it says here that she was paid by Teamy to create this post. So she was clearly paid. And it said this material connection, which should be financial. That connection must be clearly disclosed, which was the issue. You should make obvious your financial other relationship with the brand. Right? So that's what we talked about earlier, how to do that. Okay, so that's one example. This is another example where she pretty much did the same thing. This Teamy T container that she's holding, and it's saying here it lacked clear disclosure that she was paid to promote their products. Let's keep going. She's holding the same thing, this Teamy T bottle. And yeah, so We have a few here. Oh, this is Cardi B. It says, if you spend money on anything, it better be teamy. So even she is promoting it. Okay. So they got quite a few people, quite a few celebrities to do the promotion. So I think we pretty much, oh, here's Jordan Sparks. So everyone on here. So anyway, I just wanted to go through that. Make sure that you keep yourself updated on these FTC requirements. I've seen several influencers where they'll put the information, they'll maybe put it in the description of a video while not actually putting it in the video itself. So make sure if you do any sort of endorsements, you do the disclosure not only in the video, like written, but you also do like an audio where you're speaking it out as well, so that you don't get these warning letters from the FTC like you're seeing here. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining. Again, please like, share, and subscribe so that you can stay informed and when we come out with more content. And thank you again for joining. And I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.